Hello. My name is Dr. Carr. As many of you are aware, I'm running for Raleigh City Council for the 2011 election year. We have issues here in Raleigh, North Carolina that I did want to address and to let my constituent base and the deserving people of Southeast Raleigh know that I am very concerned about personal issues, especially issues dealing with the tornado that ravaged a great deal of Raleigh, North Carolina here in recent days past. So many people are still dealing with this issue, and this issue has been a very central issue for me because I've received so many calls saying, listen, we need cleanup done in our neighborhood. We need to get things kind of rolling and to get things, on track. I just read in the News and Observer just the other day when I asked the question of Council Week as to what is he doing to ensure that the people of Southeast Raleigh are taken care of and that things are actually moving forward. We realize that the North Carolina General Assembly do have to put things into place, but we also know that our elected city officials can put some added pressure there so we can get some things done in a meaningful and a caring way for the people of this affected part of our city. Now, when I look at the issue of this tornado that we've gone through, I often think that, the people of Raleigh, they have situations that come up, and, for some reason, when it comes to Southeast Raleigh, they are the last to get relief. They are the last to receive any sort of assistance and help, whether it be through crime, whether it be through some sort of catastrophe as we've just gone through, or whether it be through financial assistance in order to rebuild that community infrastructure, community development, and or the help with the job crisis. Now, my thing is, as I stand before you today, I have concerns that our elected city council officials really aren't really pushing forward as the people need them to do so for them at this particular time in history. After the tornado, I received so many calls, and those calls were very anguished calls, whereby the citizens were concerned that, whether their roof was knocked off of their house or whether they received some major structural damage to their home. But listen, there are some major concerns that we must address. And today I want to address those issues. As an elected official, I believe that individuals that represent a specific district should be out there not only assisting in the community in the cleanup efforts and finding out, with our elderly, what do they need? Do they need food? Do they need a ride? Do they need medication or so forth? I believe that our elected officials should be open and ready, to assist our community citizens when we have catastrophes like this immediately. Because if we don't, we will run into a situation like we're dealing with now, where we have parts of Hillsborough Street and parts of Lenore Street and so forth that are still affected by this tornado. But I say, today as your candidate of change, those are things that we're going to change in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're talking about being expeditious on providing relief and providing sustained relief when we have major catastrophes of such. Now, on another issue today I would like to talk on is, especially when we talk about having an elected official who represent the people, we need individuals to make themselves accessible, whether it's one sort of a community event that's going on or this other sort of a community event that's going on that is of major magnitude, such as the one we had here at Martin Street Baptist Church on last week. We looked around, and unfortunately, I hear, our elected official, or our selected official by the Raleigh City Council, Mr. Eugene Weeks. So many asked me, well, Dr. Carr, why wasn't Council Weeks here at the meeting here at Martin Street Baptist Church when it involves the diversity issue that we're dealing with here in Southeast Raleigh? The diversity issue whereby if we go with this diversity issue, we have community busing, then our children are subject to fail under this particular system that has been put forward. Well, my thing today that I believe, and I stand on the notion that when you're elected official, you should be out there in full force. Wherever the battle is, you should be on that battlefield fighting for the people. Yes, I spoke on the issue of the diversity there at Martin Street Baptist Church on last week, and I am a proponent of diversity here in Wake County Schools. Now, one of the central issues that I do believe that needs to be presented and needs to be discussed, that we need an answer from you, Council Week, as to why did you think that this was an important meeting to attend. This meeting was important for several reasons. One reason is if we do not have diversity in our Wake County public schools, what we're going to run into is we run into the gambit of having budgets that won't be equal out. We would have unsustained budget for that portion of Raleigh, North Carolina. With budgets not being equally distributed through our Southeast Raleigh schools, what happens is our children, they won't receive the full education they otherwise would have received had we had diversity continued here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Not only that, but we have also the issue of crime that we must look at and we must take into account. With the crime issue, crime will be prevalent and more prevalent by having non-diversity in our school system. And the reason why that would be is because when you have a set of our children, African American predominantly, who will be stationed in those Southeast Raleigh schools, some of our Hispanic children and 4 white children who will be stationed in those areas, one of the things we have learned and history has taught us that when we don't have diversity, what we have is we have a targeted group of children who end up being suspended for whatever reason or the other, and by them being suspended from school, then they would have no other alternative than to be on the street corners and to be on the streets and have nothing to do throughout the day. Well, along with that, what that brings is a cesspool of crime activity. It brings us a cesspool of activity that's inconducive to their learning and academia achievement. By also dealing with that and with my reasoning, we also would have our children who are learning less because of the fact that they're out of school. And then when we look on the flip side of this coin, by those children being out of school and being suspended from school and not having anything else to do, well, that idle mind of theirs may have them to get into so many different mischiefs. One of the mischiefs that really is a grave concern to me is our property owners' properties being damaged and being broken into or being vandalized. And so we need to really look at this issue. This is an issue that I believe that our city council officials could and should address. And by addressing those issues, what we will find out is that we can actually have a voice before this new policy takes full effect and take root to the point where we can retract and turn that policy back around. Now, we need to also look at, with this diversity policy not being in the place that we're going with community busing, with our children being out of school as such, the property value for a lot of our homeowners will go down. I mean, tremendously, it will go down. And with that property value falling down, that means that a hard-working citizen who have worked through the years, and I am extremely concerned about our elderly who have their homes over there, and this is where they wanted to live the remainder of their lives at here in Southeast Raleigh. I have grave concerns that these individuals will be subjected to major and extreme crime activities whereby they can't rest with tranquility in their place of abode. Now, to you, Council Week, I say to you, as I selected the official who have been selected by the Raleigh City Council to replace Councilman James West, I say to you, we need you as to be a voice for the people to at this point, before our election comes October, we need your voice to say, no, we do not stand for this, we will not stand for this, and we need change immediately. We need change now. We need diversity in our schools. We need diversity now. We need diversity tomorrow. And we need diversity forever here in Wake County, Raleigh, North Carolina. Anything else is subject to put us 5 steps backwards. We're trying to move forward. We need your help. I ask the people of Southeast Raleigh to stand with me and call for Council Week to be more of a voice, more of an active role, more of a foot soldier to those who are affected not only by the tornado, but affected by this extremely prejudicial busing policy that John Tedesco and other board members have put into place and want to carry out. I ask you to stand with us. Stand with us, unite, because we need to change this. Because if we do not, then we stand a chance of a major downfall and going 40 years back into history. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day. God bless you. God bless Raleigh. And God bless the United States of America.